Morning. Hi, thanks for having me, Mark. I consider Mark a friend, an old colleague. We go way, way back, and I want to say thank you to your church. You don't know this, but we came to your church during your very first outdoor service during the COVID season, and we learned from you. And the next week, we had our own outdoor service. So thank you for teaching us and helping us during that difficult period. Today we're in Matthew chapter 26, beginning at verse 6. I'm going to read it for you. While Jesus was in Bethany at the home of a man known as Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which she poured on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. "Why this waste?" they asked. "This perfume could have been sold at a high price and the money given to the poor." Aware of this, Jesus said to them, "Why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. I tell you the truth, wherever the gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." Beware the fanatic. Beware the fanatic. Consider the fact that this dinner party, one of the most incredible gatherings of people in the history of the world, it was hosted in Bethany at the home of a man who is called Simon the leper. Well, no Jew, no one would go to a dinner party of a man who had leprosy. So obviously this was a man that Jesus had touched, healed, and now he was whole. And he was hosting a dinner party. Who else was at that dinner party? Other gospel writers suggest Lazarus was at that dinner party. He was from Bethany. He's the man that Jesus called out of the tomb. He was dead for 3 days. Lazarus, tell us about that. What was it like to be dead for 3 days? What was it like to have Jesus call you out of the tomb? Peter's in the room. Peter, tell us the story again about how you walked on the water with Jesus. So this should have been this incredibly wonderful and rich and just joyous, celebratory kind of occasion. But it's not. Into the room walks this woman. We don't know exactly who she is. People have tried to guess who she is, but we don't really know her identity. And she comes in with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume. Where did this come from? Was it from her father? Was it designed to be part of a dowry? We don't know. Did she think, should I do this? Or was it just, I have to do this? Did she have second thoughts? Or was her love for Jesus just so significant that she just does it? And she pours this perfume over his head. It's expensive. And you can imagine you're at the table, you're in conversation, and all of a sudden, what's that? What's going on? And like I said, this should have been a wonderful dinner party, but it's not. Here's what we're told. The disciples saw this and were indignant. This perfume could have been sold and it could have been given to the poor. Well, why is she doing this? This is a disruptor. Her fanaticism, her great love, her great act of devotion is a disruptor for the disciples. Then one of the 12, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and asked, "What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?" And he arranges for 30 pieces of silver. Beware the fanatic. We don't like fanatics. And I wonder as well, because Matthew puts this dinner party so very close to the crucifixion, if as Jesus was on his cross, the smell of that perfume was one of the last things he knew before he died. You guys have a great day.